Hey guys, too fanatical. So this video is gonna be like sort of a channel update kind of video with one of my most expensive fails regarding PCs. So I'm gonna make this video while I'm drinking coffee because I can't seem to stop drinking my own coffee. Right, so let me know guys in comments, what's your most expensive mistake regarding PCs? My fail is quite expensive, so haters, they're gonna love this one. So what's the most expensive thing in the PC that you can probably have? Well, it's the graphics card. So that's kinda what I've done. Yeah, I killed my graphics card. So here it is. EVGA GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. I bought this card actually with a pre-built PC about 3 years ago. Alone, the card was about £1,200. So yeah, that's a four-digit number, so it's a pretty expensive card. Even to this day, I just looked it up on eBay, it costs about £500 used. And that's like, I know, if you're from USA, that's like, I know, like $550, $600. So this card is still quite expensive. And obviously buying card new, it's buying the card new right now is not the smartest move, because we have RTX 30 series and even 40 series out now. So kind of let me explain you how this actually happened. If some of you might know that on my last livestream I said my graphics card has become quite loud, and over the last 2 years it has become even louder than it previously was. So this is EVGA 2080 Ti Black Series. It has basically two fans, and the issue that I had was one of the fans would randomly speed up like twice as fast as the fan number 2. So when it goes inside, so this fan, this is fan 1, this fan 2. So this one was speeding up nearly up to 4000 RPM wherever the temperature of the graphics card hit 82 degrees Celsius. And that was really loud. That's like sitting next to like a vacuum cleaner. So I kind of kept up with it for about 2 years, but I think within the last couple of months it became even louder, or maybe I just simply lost the patience finally after 2 years, and I decided to change the thermal paste. I thought, you know, if I change the thermal paste, maybe I'll change the thermal pads as well. So kind of all in all, great idea, right? So the thing is, I've never changed thermal paste or thermal pads on the graphics card. I have obviously changed the thermal paste on CPUs. I've built probably over 10 PCs in my lifetime, so I kind of know a few things, but regarding graphics cards, no, I don't. Coffee. Yeah, so kind of, because I felt like kind of comfortable taking apart PCs. I've built over 10 PCs. I've taken apart like multiple laptops. Even once I soldered something on the motherboard of a laptop. I think it was like a USB port or an HDMI port. Can't remember quite exactly, but basically I've done a few things. So I was kind of going in pretty confident. I thought not gonna mess up or anything like that, but just on the safe side I emailed EVGA. That's basically who made this graphics card, so EVGA, right? So I'm gonna email them and ask them what kind of thermal pads do I need if I decide to replace them. And they said, actually I do have an email here. I can read you out, guys, what I asked and what they replied. So this is my email. I said, hello, I need help with my EVGA RTX 2080 Black Edition GPU. One of the fans closest to the mounting screws. About every 10 seconds it speeds up to 3900 RPM and becomes really loud. Fan 2 is completely fine, idling at around 2,700 RPM while gaming, but fan 1, after about 5 minutes of gaming, it starts to speed up and slow down, being so loud. Okay, I messed up that part, so it's so loud that even headset doesn't help. So I've tried EVGA Precision X1 software to adjust the limit of the fan speed, but that doesn't help. Tried reinstalling the software, updating all the drivers too. To be honest, the issue has been there for about 2 years now, and I've just reached the point where I can no longer tolerate the noise, and I would love to sort this out somehow. I've managed to find a forum post about the same issue, and it was resolved by reapplying thermal paste. I've not tried this yet. I thought maybe it's best to contact support and see what's the best way to resolve this. If I need to reapply the thermal paste, is there some sort of tutorial manual I can follow? And also, what about what thermal paste should I buy? Attached a screenshot of Precision 1X X1 software. Also, thank you so much for help provided. Kind regards, my name. Right, so this is what they replied. Thank you for contacting our support team. We apologize for any inconvenience you may have encountered with this product. So depending on the nature of the problem you're having, there are some troubleshooting steps which you can take to further narrow down any issues down to the card itself, to make sure that a replacement will help solve the issues. Coffee. So what they're saying is, please try and clean driver install. Please remove the old drivers with DDU display driver uninstaller. That's some kind of software that's gonna supposedly remove everything from reg files and all that. It says in safe mode and install the latest drivers. Afterwards, this ensures that there are no residual older driver versions which could cause problems. Do you have any further OC fan control softwares installed except Precision X1? Feel free to open the GPU. So this is the important bit. Feel free to open the GPU and change the thermal pads. You may use any well-rated third-party thermal pads of your choice. 1.5mm in thickness you would need. So they are advising me to get 1.5mm thickness thermal pads. So, if you have any further questions or concerns, let us know. Please keep us updated with the results of your testing. Should the card indeed be the culprit, we will of course be happy to assist you with an RMA. So that's some kind of return policy or something when your card is within the warranty period. I still don't know is it or not, because it's been actually 3 years. I did register the card for an extended warranty. But what has happened with EVGA now is they have left the GPU market. EVGA, that's the company that's made, well, this card, it no longer works with NVIDIA anymore. So they kind of completely split up like a month or 2 ago. So I don't even know, do they even have a support team anymore? And is my card within the warranty or not? Because it was actually purchased in 2019. So now it's 2022, it was 2019 November? Yeah, end of November. So now 2022, yeah, I might still be lucky actually, because it's like November the 20th and the purchase date was not November 30th. So just short of 3 years. But nowhere do I see is it or is it not within the warranty period. So anyways, they said open it up, replace the thermal pads with 1.5mm thickness and see what happens then. So I've gone ahead, right? So I bought these thermal pads. That's Arctic. It has say 1.5mm thickness. Mostly I opened up the card, it actually opens up like a sandwich. There's multiple parts. You have the back plate, that comes off. Then you have inside, there's like a middle heat plate as well. And then this whole bit with these, I don't know what you call them, like the fans and the heatsink, yeah, the heatsink. Comes off as well. So basically the whole card opens up like a sandwich in 3 parts. Replaced obviously the thermal paste. I cleaned everything up. So I cut these thermal pads to the right size as I found ones on there. I noticed something when I was like taking off the original ones, that they don't look like 1.5mm, they look different sizes. They look like 0.5mm, like 1mm, And the back plate, this one, that has the thickest thermal pads. They look like 2 mil or even 2.5 mil. Obviously, I could tell the difference between 1.5 and 2 or 2.5, so I thought, oh, these look much thicker, I best not touch them. So I have not replaced the back plates, thick thermal pads. But everything else was like, you know, what's the difference? Like 0.5 mil or 1.5 mil? And if EVGA said replace them all like that, so I did. And what happened? So what happened at the end of it? You can actually see, you see the blue one, that is 1.5 mil. And then you can see slightly here, it's kind of brown one. That's a 0.5 mil. It's either, oh no, this one's 1 mil. We're gonna get to that. This one's 1 millimeter thickness. So replace them. I put all the screws back in. Bear in mind, there's loads of them. There's loads of tiny ones, and then there's four big ones for the actual contact with the like processor on the GPU. So you remove these 4, and then about, I know, 10 to 15 smaller ones all across, and then it comes apart. Once I put the 1.5 mil thermal pads on, the card obviously became much thicker. And when I was putting back those screws, I had to push a hell of a lot more to get them in. Like, it felt like I had to use more force to kind of get the card closed up again. And once I did, actually that middle bit, it looked like it had like a little like a bend. So you could tell that those thermal pads were too thick, basically. The card didn't align as nice as it does now, because there was like way more stuff inside in the middle of it. So it had like a slight kind of a hill, slight bend in the middle. Like, that don't look right, but okay, we'll try. So I put the card back in the PC, and guess what? Nothing. Dead. It doesn't power up. You can see all these letters, EVGA, the logo, GeForce RTX, that whole thing is RGB, so it should light up. And obviously the fans should give a little spin when it boots up. And nothing. Completely black. No power. No nothing. I'm like, oh my god, just destroyed the card. So it's like, god, but I did everything correct. Like, all the thermal pads are in place. Like, there's a little connection here at the end of it as well. So I made sure everything's connected. Like, damn, what to do now? So I tried the card in actual my older gaming PC, and obviously no luck. Doesn't work. So, anyways, even though I knew I did everything right, I opened the card back up once again. Again, checked everything, reapplied the thermal paste again, because every time you take it apart, it's all smudged, so you have to clean it. You need these like alcohol wipes they have in the box. So I cleaned it up, again, used the thermal paste, put it all back together, and nothing. It's like, damn, what I'm missing, what am I missing? Like, maybe something's broke, like some kind of chip on the actual, what's this called, like a mother, not like a motherboard, like, I know, the board, a chip on the board maybe has cracked or something. So again, opened it up, and bear in mind, every time I open it, it's like 40 to 1 hour's job to open up these all these tiny screws, clean it up, put it all back together. And when you have like 2-3 hours a day free, that's annoying, because it takes multiple days to sort that stuff out. Right, opened it up, cleaned it, put it back together, and nothing again. Like, damn, I nearly ran out of thermal paste as well, and that's pretty expensive actually. Thermal paste alone, it's only like this small little tub, like 3.5 grams. And it costs like 14 pounds, it's like, I know, like $16. And I can do it only once more, and I'm gonna be out of it. So, okay, what can I possibly do now? So obviously I googled it, see what can I do. And I found this kind of diagram where it basically says where to put the thermal pads, because there's loads of places. It's not like there's one big, there's loads of small thermal. You have to cut out the thermal pad to all these tiny ones. You can see this one is properly like cut up, so you have to cut them to the like correct size. And there's like, I don't know, like 10 different places where they go. So I found this diagram that says, okay, there should be this kind of thermal pad of this thickness there, and that kind of thermal pad of that thickness down there. Like, okay, that kind of contradicts to what EVGA said about 1.5 mil thickness. We had 0.5 and 1 mil on that diagram. I'm like, oh man, that must be the reason why it doesn't work. So, again, I was looking for some new thermal pads, and they're not easy to get. It's difficult to get the sizes that I actually needed. So that took a day to find, but I found them. So I found these. I can't see the actual thickness. So 1 millimeter, and this is thermal grizzly. 1 millimeter one and 0.5 millimeter one. And they are expensive. These three things, that is 113 pounds. This is like about $130 just for these three. Oh, and the thermal paste, yeah, including that. So that's 113 pounds, including that. And I actually have 2 of these. And that's my bad. That's another 13-pound mistake. I was looking up some cheaper thermal pads on Amazon, and I found a 1 millimeter thickness one, and by accident I don't know how I ordered the same 1.5 millimeter thickness one again, so it cost me even more than that. So now I was kinda, yeah, let's go, we got the right thermal pads now, this is gonna definitely work. So took the card apart once again, that was yesterday. And put, so you can actually see the brown bit, that's the grizzly thermal pad, and the blue one is the Arctic thermal pad. So I cut them to the right sizes, put them back on, and the card actually now looks much better. It looks like straight, as if original, and it doesn't work. It does not work. Screen's black, card's dead, there's no power. So I thought I'm gonna make this video, give you guys an update. GPU is dead. Everything's bad. Well, not everything. So then I was like looking up this email again of EVGA, and only then did I notice they said, should the card indeed be the culprit, we will of course be happy to assist with an RMA. And please keep us updated. The first time I read, I kind of missed that. But now I read this. So you know what? I emailed them back just now. Let me find the email and tell you what I said. Hello EVGA EU team, I'm submitting a follow-up question to my previous raised question about an issue I was experiencing with my EVGA graphics card. I've gone ahead and replaced the thermal paste of the GPA to Noctua Pro Grade CPU thermal paste. I'm also replaced all the thermal pads apart from the thick backplate ones to Arctic thermal paste thermal pads 1.5 millimeter. As advised from EVGA in the previous email, I replaced the thermal pads with 1.5 millimeter thickness. The previous email advice was feel free to open up the GPU and change the thermal pads. You may use any well-rated third-party thermal pads of your choice, as long as they are 1.5 millimeter in thickness you would need. Okay, so while I was taking off the old thermal pads, I actually noticed that some of them feel different thickness. The thickness seemed to be ranging from 0.5 to 1.5 mil, and even the 2 mil, and even 2 millimeters on the metal backplate, which I did not remove these. I did not remove these. I thought since I was advised to use 1.5 millimeter thickness thermal pads, I'm kind of making sure they understand that they advised me to use those and not as important. So okay. While I was now my graphics card is completely different issue from the original one. It just doesn't seem to work anymore. Once I power up the computer, the graphics card doesn't have any power and there are no lights coming on either. I've tried the graphics card in my previous computer and I can confirm that there's an issue with the card because it doesn't work there either. Tried my older gaming... come on, I tried my older GPU EVGA GTX 1080 in my current gaming PC and works just fine. I thought maybe I've missed something, so I took the card apart again, triple checked everything, I have not forgotten any thermal pads, and so I have not. All the connectors are also plugged in too. I tried digging up as much information as I could on Google about the thermal pads for this GPU, and I came across a post with a diagram that stated that the thermal pads I need to have are 0.5 mil and 1 mil in thickness. I thought this must be the problem, so I purchased the Thermal Grizzly minus Thermal Grizzly pads. I took the card apart once again yesterday, replaced them, but unfortunately it didn't help and the card still doesn't seem to power up. From the side of the GPU I noticed that the pads were so thin that they didn't even touch the middle of the heat distribution plate. That's the 0.5 mil pads. So I don't know was the diagram correct or not, but they didn't touch the middle of the heat distributing plate. So basically this one, where you see the blue one, I had installed 0.5 mil thickness one, and it didn't even touch the middle of this black plate. It's a black plate, that's kind of the heat distribution plate. So that wasn't touching. So what I did is actually I took the card apart once again. I know I must have taken it apart like 6 or 7 times all in all. And I put 1.5 mil, so I have a mixture of 0.5, of 1 mil and a 1.5 mil. So anyways, at the end of that email I just put in, I'm still stuck with the same issue and the graphics card simply doesn't power up, and obviously I'm unable to check if that original issue has been fixed because it doesn't power up, the issue with the loud fan. So I am aware that unfortunately EVGA has left the NVIDIA GPU market and the company no longer sells graphics cards, but maybe there's still a chance of some kind of aftermarket engineer support. So on top of that, being a passionate gamer, which I am, I also like to live stream and create content on YouTube, but with the current situation with my dead GPU, I'm not able to do so, and that makes me sad. I would highly appreciate any support or advice of what I could do next to try and fix my card. Kind regards, my name. Right, so I was trying kinda to play a little bit on the sympathy card, see maybe they will maybe they will take my card in and fix it for me, or I don't know, something. So here we are, right? And it's been actually a couple weeks. I was waiting kinda longer to make this video because I was just not accepting the fact that I made this mistake and killed the card. So I thought if I get the other thermal pads, it might fix the card, so this video would never have to made. I would probably just mention this on a live stream, saying, oh, okay, I broke it, but then I fixed it. But no, this is the most expensive mistake that I've ever basically done on a PC. Yeah, I know. Do you count it as £1,200 mistake, which original price? Or can you now count this as a £500 mistake because you can buy it used for £500? But then again, there's no guarantee that it wouldn't be as loud as my card, right? It could be just as loud. Yeah, so here we are. A gaming PC that does not have a graphics card? Well, it didn't have. And what I did is I used my old graphics card. I still have my old gaming PC that's a Ryzen 7 1700. It's pretty old CPU, but still semi-decent. And he has a GTX R... No, not GTX. Yeah, GTX, not RTX. GTX 1080. So, pretty okay-ish card. Not the best. Really old now. It's, what, Series 10? Now we are Series 40 already. So that's like three generations back. I could play games with it. Not maybe on epic quality, but like high to medium. But I'm not sure would I be able to live stream and play the games and have no issues. So anyways, I tried that card in my PC and there's an issue. That's just the life of a PC gamer, I suppose. So I put that card in my gaming PC and it works. It does work. I can load up a game, but in about 5 minutes it creates an error. In GTA it just shows me an error code actually, which I tried to later resolve. That took me 2 days because there's like 6 different things you can do to get this error gone. You had to re-download the whole GTA game again, mess with the drivers, mess with reg files, you had to mess with the GTA folder. Kind of bunch of like troubleshooting steps that you can go through. Initially I thought it's just that GTA. But then I tried other games, and in other games, they would just simply freeze up, give no error codes or anything like it, not even throw you out the game. The whole game would just freeze up and stay on your screen as like a screenshot. And I was like, God, give me some, give me some luck here, right? Anyways, that a couple days later, still did not resolve the issue. That card simply doesn't work in my PC. This is a Windows 11 PC. The card I took from is Windows 10, so maybe it's the whole Windows. But that's one thing I didn't try. I didn't want to reinstall the whole Windows just because it might resolve the issue with my old GPU. I was actually still hoping the new thermal pads would fix this GPU. So yeah, my old graphics card doesn't work in this PC. My current GPU is dead. What to do now, right? Maybe buy a new graphics card. And I looked at the prices. They are high. They are expensive. Graphics cards are not cheap. I was kinda hoping to find this card for about £200 on eBay, maybe used. But not the case. It's still expensive, still about £500. And would I want to spend £500 on GTA RTX 20 series? If I can pay a little bit more and get something more like recent, like RTX 3070 or 3080. And then I was like, for multiple days I was looking for offers and stuff on those cards. But in back of my mind I knew it was I think less than a week left though for RTX 40 series to be announced. So I kinda held back and waited to see at what prices they come out. And oh my god, yeah, RTX 4090, it did come out. It was nearly 2 grand. £2,000. Oh. In USA they are a bit cheaper. The MSRP or something. Basically the price they come out at is like $1.7 thousand. But here in UK they are even more expensive and they are in pounds. And pound is a bit higher than a dollar. So I was stuck. So I was kind of stuck, but so impatient to play some games, because I'm a gamer. And I wanted to do some YouTube as well, obviously. I haven't been the most active recently, but when you can't do something, it just kills me. There were days that I actually wanted to live stream, and I couldn't. I waited, I was thinking what to do, and I decided, you know what, I have to buy a new graphics card. I know the price is high, but it's gonna future-proof me for a couple of years now. So I bought a new graphics card. Let me show you what I got. Here it is. Zota Gaming AMP Extreme Pyro 40 yeah, I can't place this right. So yeah, 1490, and it's so expensive. I could not afford it, so had to finance it. Yep, had to finance the card. So this is gonna be a really long time till I'm gonna pay that off. But what what other choice did I have? I didn't want to buy an expensive old card. Like, knowing that GTA 6 will come out, there's gonna be other games that will require way more graphics power even than the RTX 2080 had. So actually RTX 2080 wasn't a bad card, and it ran games at 4K as well. But 4K, about 40 to 60 FPS, somewhere in the range of that at 4K. Not obviously Cyberpunk was like, I think it was like around 30 FPS. So I have an i9 9900K processor, so that wasn't the issue, but the graphics card just could not handle 4K, and I know that RTX 4090 is such a generational leap of power that it would be a great card for many years now. So here we are. Many weeks later, I have a new graphics card. I still have not resolved the issue with the 2080 Ti, and I don't know will I ever. If I will, I will probably... Maybe I'll make a new video to update on what's going on with that graphics card. I don't know, will EVGA do something about it, or will they just simply tell, well, listen, you're out of warranty? Which I still don't know, am I or am I not? So, but here we are, I'm back. I'm gonna pay the price for a really long time now. But, you know, gaming is my hobby, so I suppose I can justify paying that much money. Well, yeah, financing that thing. Yes, I don't really like go out to clubs and drink or do drugs or... Yeah. I know, maybe I can justify it. Maybe not. I don't know. But here we are. That's an update video that I finally made. Yeah. Some silver lining to the whole thing. Right. That's the end of it. See you next time. Bye.